Hey there, happy Friday! Thanks so much for joining me for a craft night with friends. Tonight we are continuing on our tiny little thread painted or silk shaded is another term for that, a little acorn. And this is from kind of the idea started from our embroidery of the month that we just finished this week as well, the autumn sparkle embroidery. So we had 2 extra days and hadn't done any thread painting for a while, so I thought I'd give that a try with you guys again. So we should be able to finish this tonight. I'm pretty sure it's going well. I think it'll be really cute when it's done. Don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet, but we'll figure it out. So, all right, let's get going, you guys. If you're new, my name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginners, and I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. So, thanks again for being here. Let's get stitching. All right, I'm gonna zoomy you all down here. All right, so here is where we left off last night. We have our cute little acorn feller, and we outlined our piece. First of all, we drew it. We kind of took the idea from our embroidery design there, and I drew it out on a little piece of paper, kind of an outline, and then filled in where some shading could be. And then we traced that to our fabric, and then started a stitching. So we stitched an outline around the shape, and then we started doing our silk shading or our thread painting with the long and short stitch. So we did the dark brown around the outside first, and then we did this lighter brown on the inside. And I think we'll add more light brown. But right now I think we'll add our cream color, this fawn color. That was going to be like the little, that was going to be the little highlight in the middle there. So that's the plan for right now. We're doing the parking of the needles. So I have 2 needles up here parked. Actually, we didn't finish snipping this end. We ran out of that golden color thread. So we'll come back to that. Actually, I think I have some of this left over from when we were working on the actual piece. Yeah, this isn't that much. Let's see. Oh, good. Here's a longer piece. So I'm just going to get one strand from here. So let's bop it on the end here and just grab that single strand. So we're doing this all with one strand, which is typically how thread painting is done, with just that one strand. So we've parked this needle just in case we want to have some of this dark brown come back, but I'll probably do another one with the light brown. But first let's get a bunch of stitches with this cream colored first. So I'm going to just tie a knot at the end. Let's do that quilter's knot where I just wrap it around the end of the needle and pull it on through. I'm holding those loops. And there we go, our little knot. And we're starting from the front for everything. We got these little ends and beginnings here. We will snip all those off. So we're using that technique for thread painting where we pretend that this is, well, we don't really have to pretend. Sometimes you'll have this in a stand, but a lot of times, we're trying to go for efficiency of not having to flip our piece around all the time. So by having these on the front, it allows us to not have to flip around. And we'll snip all those off. We're stitching over all those stitches so much that it's not going to be an issue here. All right, so let's get into this last little part of this. And that's our little highlight that we're doing. Oh, first let's do our little stitch. The 2 stitches in the middle just to lock down those stitches when we start. There we go. Now if I cut this thread away, it probably wouldn't come undone. And now we can start stitching. And I'm going to start with kind of our stitches, just kind of to try and get the angles that we'll stitch these at. So we'll stitch some bigger ones on the outside. I'm going to kind of do it like a starburst, I think. So that's the deal. We want to stitch a ways into this color that happened before, this gold, and this like kind of like gold brown, but I'm going to go back in and I think add a pile more of that. So we'll do some of this cream color, and then we'll come back and get more of that brown, because I do want it to have like brown mostly, like the effect of that like light brown, I mean. All right, I think we'll kind of go at those angles. I'll probably cross over a little bit in the middle here just so it's not so like sunburst spiky. I kind of think I want it a little bit more straight. We'll see. So trading off these long and short stitches. They're basically all long stitches at this point, kind of just filling in the gaps here. And again, we'll see how this color goes. I suspect I'm going to go back and fill quite a bit of this with more of that brown. So I think we'll overdo it with this light colored right now, and then I'll blend it a little bit better with the that light brown color. Oh, Kimberly says, I swear a squirrel would just eat this right off the fabric. It's like from far away, it's really looking like an acorn, isn't it? So up close you can see like all the little stitches a little bit better. I think it's turning out fun. Like I'm really enjoying this. I haven't done this thread painting in a while, and it is really fun. So this color is meant to be like this little highlight. It's actually almost the color of the fabric, so we probably don't need to do too much here. Just kind of shaping it a little bit. I think it's looking awfully cute though. It's a little goofy. I think I maybe should have done them all like horizontal stitches, but if it splays out a little bit at the bottom, I think that's fine. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought I caught a little bit of the fabric in there, but we're good. Kimberly says, I'm not sure if I'd have the patience to do this at this time of my life, but it's sure great fun to watch. Yeah, that's why I don't do it often, and I'm doing it in like a teeny tiny bit. Like this is maybe 3/4 of an inch tall, and that's it. Ravocado, this is just a 100% cotton muslin. It's an unbleached muslin. So, and cotton. I like it just because the weave is a little bit bigger than some fancier like quilting weight fabric. So it works great. You can really, embroidery is really flexible. You can really use whatever you got, but I do like just this cotton muslin. Like if you go to a Joann's or something and just ask for cotton muslin, they'll guide you. There's a whole aisle of it, and we have little squares of it in our shop too. But if you want a little bit more, you can ask for that. But really, you could stitch on linen, or you can switch on a sweatshirt, whatever you like, really. But sweatshirts and t-shirts and all that, it's a stretchier fabric. That's actually a knit, not woven fabric, and it can be a hair tricky, but it's still doable. But this and my go-to is just a 100% cotton muslin. All right, I think that's actually looking kind of decent. I think we can kind of maybe shape it a little bit more. I think I want to go a little bit deeper here. So I'm going to go into the stitches a little bit more. There we go. That'll kind of shape it at the bottom. go a little bit on the top here. I'm doing it a little goofy on the top, but we'll see. I'm gonna definitely go back in and add more of this light brown, the middle brown next, because I think I want to see a little bit more of that. Man, I'm being a little messy with these stitches. I think I should have gone like maybe straight across. Maybe I can fix it a little bit here. Like go straight across from here to here. And keep adding stitches, which is nice. All right. Maybe I'm just making it messier. So I think I'm going to stop there, but let's park it just in case I want to do more of it. So let's come up through our piece, stick a needle in there, and I'm actually going to get a third color out here. So we have the dark, we have the light, but I want the third color. Let's really get this inside, or this nut exactly, the acorn exactly how we want to do it, and then we'll switch to the cap. I want to get the cap done. I'd like to get the whole thing done, but I think we're needing a little bit more of that golden brown. So let's get another piece of that. Okay. Grabbing my single strand, and I'm gonna actually grab a third needle. So this is funny. I don't think I've done like a 3 needle one before. Ooh, there we go. Okay. Oh my god, I can't pick up the single strand. All right, so I'm gonna thread this one, and we'll start it just like how we started that cream color, the fawn color. With a little knot. We're gonna actually snip all these off when we're done. Oh, Sharon says she's back to watch some more thread painting. Yeah, this is fun. I mean, I could not imagine doing a large thread painted piece. I know a lot of people do, and they do it just amazingly, but oh my gosh, you're putting in the hours for sure. I mean, like this guy here took us what, like 3 hours to stitch. If I would have thread painted this whole thing this size, I think it could take at least 30 to 40 hours. I feel like if I really got detailed with all these leaves and this, well, just this, like let's say we did these 3, that's, you know, if this is going to take us like 2 hours, we can assume that'll take us 6 hours. Yeah, and then grouping that, yeah, oh my gosh, yeah, at least a good 40 hours, I would think. Dang, that's a big commitment for a little embroidery. But it's also like maybe it's a good emergency craft project, or you know, you can work on, or like just a long-term project. But for me, I like embroidery to fulfill my quick win needs, for like a quick win on a project. There, I'm gonna just try and blend, or like add more of this light brown back in. So I'm gonna kind of bring it into the dark brown a little bit more, and I'm also gonna bring it into the tan a little bit. So I'm gonna just kind of trade off, like getting up in here again. I think definitely getting into the brown a little bit more, because I want the overall feel to have it mostly this light brown. So just a touch of it, of the dark on the side. So we're just kind of shaping things a little bit more. Constantly just shaping. And I think right here, I'd like it to be, we kind of lose this light brown on this edge, so I want to get more of that in. So bring some stitches kind of far into that cream and far into this brown, dark brown. That'll add some of it to this side. Can you explain the method used to start your new thread color? I've never seen that. Okay, so this is a special technique that is used for thread painting. So I don't typically do this for my normal embroideries. So there's a few things going on here. One, we have all these knots on the front. That's how we've started each thread color, is with just a little knot on the front, and then we come up in our piece and do a couple tiny little stitches, like 2 little stitches, and that locks the thread in place. And then we stitch, and then when we're out of floss, then I do 2 more little stitches and I come out the other side here. So what we're doing there, I'll talk about these in a sec, but what we're doing there is just avoiding the idea of having to flip over to the back and weave in the ends and all that. We will actually snip these away and we'll actually trim them. This is where they are all back here. We'll trim those down. But remember, we locked them in place with just these 2 little stitches, and we're stitching over everything. So we're locking these places even more by doing all this stitching. So it's just a way to avoid, it's an efficiency to avoid having to turn over and, tie a knot and all that sort of thing. So that's this process. We will trim all these off. This process up here, by having all these needles and them all threaded with a different color, is called parking. And I'll show you how that works in a sec here. So again, it's an efficiency developed specifically for thread painting. Like for example, like maybe I want to put more of this light color back in here. So I need to switch over to this light color. So I'm going to just come out kind of within my shape with this color. I'm going to just stick it up here, which is parking, and then I'm going to grab my color that I want. I'm going to go back in that exact hole that I came out of for that color. And then I'm going to just start stitching with that color. So again, it is a quick, efficient way to change colors. If I literally just want to add a couple stitches here because I'm losing that round shape of this highlight. So I want to put some of these stitches back, or like layer some more on top here. And it's just a quick change for the colors. Again, so I don't have to flip around to the back and waste time, basically. So it's kind of neat. I learned that when I was kind of trying to figure out how to do some of this thread painting stuff. And I'm like, dang, that is some smart stuff. But yeah, so they're like trying to build in some like quick changes, basically. You know what? I think I'm overworking this a little bit. I think I'm going to stop on the this bottom area. I think I got it all filled in. Yeah, I was just making sure that I don't have any fabric showing still. So here's it up close for you guys here, and for TikTok here. So I think, and then from far away, so up close it's kind of cool because you can see all the little stitches and you're like, oh, okay, I kind of see it there. But from far away, I think you do get that sense of like a round sort of shape happening, and that this is kind of shiny because it switches to that really light color right away. It's just kind of fun. So all right, I'm going to park this again, but we're going to start stitching up here. So I think I'm going to park outside of my shape. So now I don't always want to park outside the shape, because if I don't go back in that exact hole, I'll have like a little stitch there. But we're at the point now that this is pretty full, and I might want to use this color again. I'm not sure I do, because in our little design that we drew up, I'm really only going to need the other 2 colors, but I have it available to me, so let's just let it sit up there. I think that's fine. Okay. And now this is probably going to be this dark brown. So I'm going to unpark. I'm going to put it into the drive again, the dark brown. And we're going to do this cap. So this cap is going to be basically all dark brown, except for a little bloop here that we're going to, basically the highlight of the cap. But I'm not going to make it like this bright color. I'm going to just make it this medium brown. So I think it'll give it the effect of it being more textured and less like shiny. Oh, Kimberly, that's an interesting idea. I'm probably, Kimberly's saying, could you fill the cap with a ton of French knots to give it texture? I think that's a freaking fabulous idea, but I'm going to just stick to this thread painting for now, but I really love that idea. Just fill this with a ton of tiny French knots. That would take ages. I think that would take more than what we got going on this evening, but I really like that idea. So yeah, so it's not going to have a ton of texture. All right, I'm doing the short and long stitches now. This is our first row, so I'm going to do a short one, then a longer one. Oh, I suppose I could put my guide posts in. So let's do some long stitches just to show the direction. So I think we'll just go like there. I think I'm basically going to go kind of straight across here, so I don't need too many little guides. We're going on the outside of our outline again. Hopefully this just doesn't blend in. I think it might at first, but then as we get to the other side and add the little highlight in, I think we'll be fine. And actually, I think I'm going to park this again. We're going to come up here and park, and I'm going to just switch to this color for a sec, just because it's in the way now. It's kind of in the cap area, so I think I'm going to do this little highlight area first. So this is kind of almost more of a satin stitch, I think. We'll do some longer stitches. Yeah, I think we'll just do kind of some long stitches and shorter stitches, and then we can kind of stitch. It's almost like satin stitch, but with like long and short stitches on both sides. We'll see how that works. Then I'll fill it in with the dark tan, or the dark brown, I mean. Hopefully this doesn't make a mess of it. We will see. Oh, you have a pin oak, and the acorn caps are lighter than the acorn, almost a khaki color. Ah, that's maybe a good idea. That'd be fun. Be fun to do like a whole bunch of different ones. Yeah, maybe this was dumb to do a dark brown for the top, but we'll see how it works out. Running an experiment here. All right, and I think I am going to go over the top of this dark brown edge. Okay. All right, I'm going to park this again just in case I need to come back to that light brown. And let's keep moving with this dark brown. So unpark. Got to finish row 1 here. Which is our short and long stitches. Might come back and like bloop it out a little bit more, like just make sure that we have this kind of bumped out shape. Ooh, have I ever seen a wreath made out of acorns? So gorgeous. Kimberly, I have not. I bet. Ugh, it'd be just fun to collect these. There's one, like we have an oak tree, but I feel like, I don't know, maybe I have to go out and look at it again, but I feel like it's not it doesn't get like tons and tons of these little acorns, but there is one in our neighborhood. All right, I'm kind of going to the next row now, just kind of gonna start blending it in. But I feel like there's a tree, like our neighbors have a tree that's must be an oak tree, and then that when we walk past their house, you have to like be careful not to trip over the acorns, and they kind of crunch underneath your feet a little bit, which is neat. Oop, I'm gonna drop my needle here. All right, we got that side, and let's get this side a bit. A little unsure of this. I think we're losing a little bit of definition, so I might go across the bottom here with the brown too, but we'll see. I think I'm gonna need more, so I think this is gonna be my last stitch, and then I will get more of this dark brown to fill in the rest. So I'm gonna finish this floss by doing those 2 stitches again. I got a little space here to do that in yet. And I'm just gonna pop out the side here. There we go. And let's just trim this so it's not flopping around everywhere. And then let's get another piece of dark brown. I might come back in and add some more light brown over here, like just like it's a little highlight or something. I don't know, it's not too bad though, actually, looking at it from far away. We did not plant our oak tree. It was, but it was, I mean, it was planted as a small tree. It's a city tree, so, you know, like at the end of at the edge by the curb, the city put some trees in, and it's basically like our tree. But, you know, they put it in. I think we have to take care of it and all that yet. But, so they put it in, I think a little bit before we moved in. It looked pretty young, but now it's 10 years older, and it's much bigger. Definitely not the biggest tree on our street by any means, but it's looking happy still. And it's starting to really turn color. So last week when I took that photo of it for the blog posts, or for the newsletter, and it was still pretty green, and I'm gonna make those 2 stitches now to hold this down. Now it's getting really kind of this warm orange color. It's really pretty. All right. These are our stitches to kind of lock this in place. And now we can keep going with this side of the acorn cap. Get some short stitches in here. I'm thinking if I add, like I have like kind of this highlight going here, but I'm thinking if I add some brown underneath, it'll look like there's a little bit of shadow underneath the round part of the cap. So I'm going to do that right now and see if that gives me some more definition between the top and the bottom here. Almost like it's a little shadow. There we go, and I think I'm going to do the same thing on the top here. I don't know if I like this light brown color coming over the top. I'm just going to go like so. There we go. That kind of held it in a little bit more. And then maybe I'll just add, I don't know. I think we're okay. I mean, I could get a little darker color. I don't have one here near me, but I could get a little bit darker there. But actually, I think it's not really all that bad. I'm kind of liking it. I think it's kind of nice, actually. So maybe I should stop overworking it, leave it like here, and let's get this little, let's just do a few stitches. Let's just do like a satin stitch over the top of this little stem here. And I think that's probably good enough. If I had like maybe a darker brown, I'd maybe add a little bit of something underneath there to kind of define the shape a little bit more. But actually, like I don't think it's that bad. I kind of like it. Up close, I just feel like there's not a lot of change in definition of it, but like from far away though, it looks more real. So I think I'm gonna go with the like from far away look of it and trust that a little bit more. I'm tempted to still add like an outline of a pretty leaf in here, just kind of like how this is, like if we have like a leaf shape coming off the side, then I think it, you'd maybe know what it is a little bit more. But I don't know, it looks like an acorn, right? I think it turned out kind of cute. Let's just finish doing this little stem. And I think that can be that. Oops. This little parked guy. We can decide, yeah, I don't think we need to add any more of those parked colors. I think we're kind of fine. There we go. There we go. There's a cute little stem. Okay, I think it's looking awfully sweet. I think it's fun. I'm wondering if we could add like a little shadow down here or something. Just trying to envision that a little bit. But I think we're fine. So, all right, I'm going to, since I don't have any more spots to do my little 2 extra stitches, I am going to just kind of weave in these last little threads that I got going on, these parked threads. So I'm just going to go through here and weave back and forth a few times, and then I'll snip those, and then I'll clean up these other little ends. All right, that's needle number 1. Snip that. Let's get needle number 2. That's parked. There we go. Oops. There, and let's weave in this. I always like weaving in 3 times to lock things in place. Not sure if this is the right way to do it, just to weave in these things. But like I said, I didn't have any more room since we filled in the shape already to like do my 2 little security stitches there. So this is my solution for that. All right, and our last thread. We'll have to figure out what to do with this yet. So next week we're gonna be sewing. Starting Monday, we'll be sewing this into a zipper pouch. So maybe this does end up being a zipper pull somehow. I don't quite know how to do that yet, but that would be kind of a fun little addition to this piece here. All right, now for these, I'm gonna just snip off all these knots. And then we'll just snip all the pieces on the back. These don't have knots, so I can just pull those back. But these ones, I'm just kind of snipping these knots to get rid of them. Remember, there's enough stitches, and we did those 2 little lock-in stitches with each one of those, so those should not fall out. All right, so then these ones I'm going to pull from the back too, and then we can just snip all of these. These are our extra little hairs. We can actually probably snip them all right down to the ends too. So let's be careful not to cut into the back of your embroidery or anything, but I think we can. I think it's safe enough to snip them a bit so you can't see them from the front at all. All right, I think that's pretty decent. All right, so there's our little acorn, our little thread painted acorn. Let's take them out of the hoop, see what it looks like. All right, there we are. So we could turn this into a patch. I mean, maybe that little extra detail of the stem, it will be a little bit difficult to get in there for a patch, but we could kind of tuck underneath all this fabric and end up with like a super cute little patch. Like this would be cute just stitched on a t-shirt or something, you know, like a little, like, you know, where they put the little alligator and stuff, but just do a little acorn. That could be kind of cute. Ah, it looks totally like a real acorn. That's fun. All right. I had a great time doing this. I think we'll probably just end early tonight. It is Friday, so I'll let you guys enjoy your Friday, but I just think it turned out pretty dang cute. So let's just look here. I'll just show both of you. So here for YouTube and Facebook, here's it really close, and over on TikTok, here it is. So you can see all the little stitches, and then from far away, you do get that effect of an acorn. So man, so now imagine, oh, thanks for avocado. So imagine that you did this whole thing with thread painting. Look at like what a different look it would be, right? To have like, let's just put that there. Like it just looks real compared to this. I'm like tempted now to do this whole thing. It would take me ages though, but it would be really fun to do. Just you know, take any of these embroideries and just do a little bit different of a look. Just fun. I am really liking it. Ugh, I want to do more now, you guys. It's just the bug has hit again, so I don't know. Might have to come up with a long-term project that we can do some thread painting with. It'd be good practice. It's a skill that I haven't done a whole lot, and it'd be awesome to just practice it and get a little bit better at it. But awesome. So, all right, you guys. So thank you again so much for joining me for this. Maybe we'll make something with this next week after we finish that zipper pouch. Yeah, so we'll make kind of like a zipper pouch like this. We got those cute little zippers yet. So we'll be turning that, the Autumn Sparkle embroidery into that, and I think that'll be really fun next week. So join me for that, and I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. It was nice hanging out again. We'll see you on Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Have a great evening. Good night.